Hello everyone, my name is Shanna and welcome all to my beautiful cross stitch mess, which is the name of my channel. I come to you a bit later. Today is the 16th of October 2023 and I wanted to put this video out at least 2 weeks ago, but yeah, we make plans and faith laughs. I wanted to record on Friday, not past Friday, but Friday before that. And on Thursday evening, I broke my foot and I needed surgery on Friday. I'm not gonna tell you the whole story now. If you want to hear the whole story, you can wait till the end of my Flosstube, because I know a lot of you people are only here for the stitching, which is totally fine by me. So I am going to put some real life events at the end of my video. But yeah, that's why I am so late with this video. But it's okay, we're here now and I want to show you some stitching because yeah, don't need to tell you guys, if you have a reason to stitch, we stitch. It's basically one of the only things I can still do because I cannot clean, I cannot take care of the household much. I can go out. I'm just sitting here on my sofa, which is why I'm coming to you from a different spot as well than usual, because it's a little bit more comfortable to record in my big sofa in the living room. So I am going to show you my stitching, which I have done over the past, I think it's 6 weeks. Sorry if my camera is shaking, but Alice is my ginger cat is rubbing it all over as if to say, it is mine. Alice, come on. She's not coming into the camera yet, but she is. Oh, come on, stop it. Stop it. You're making the people sick. Okay, she's done now. I am going to show you my stitching in no particular order, and we are going to start with Fortune Owl by Soda Stitch. I am stitching this on 14 count Black Ada, and this one has been in the naughty corner for a year because I made a mistake, and yeah, a huge mistake. I did fix it right away, but then I put it in the naughty corner for over a year because I didn't want to stitch it anymore. And this is the whole thing, and I finished up his right wing. I started that already, but I made a mistake in there, but now I finished it. You can find this pattern on Soda Stitch Etsy shop, or the paper patterns you can check with your LNS to see if they still have it. I bought this as a kit. I don't know if the kits are still selling or if it's just a paper pattern, but yeah. And my project bag is from Little Boat 88 on Etsy. Sorry. So that was the first project I wanted to show you guys. Now, this project bag is, in this project bag, there are 2 whips in here, 2 Heaven and Earth designs, 2 Hates, and the first one I'm going to show you is A Fairy in the Wood by Morgan Fitzsimmons. Just hold on while I get the mock-up on my tablet. So this is the mock-up, a beautiful fairy in purple, surrounded by flowers. And And here is what I am at since I last saw you guys. I finished up this page and I've started on this page here. So this is coming along very nicely. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can see it all. This needle minder comes from Anya's Little Minders on Etsy, and I love her needle minders. So, and I'm absolutely in love with all the purples in this project. But I only take out this Heaven and Earth design pattern when I have lots of time to stitch, because you guys know as well as I do that Heaven and Earth designs are huge, and especially in the normal patterns there is a lot of confetti and stuff like that, usually. So, and I just don't like a progress from like 50 stitches a day, so that's why I'm only getting this out when I have lots of time to stitch it. Is there something else I want to say about this pattern? I thought there was, but I can't remember. So moving on to this other project, another Heaven and Earth Designs, which is Birth of a Star by Rachel Anderson. And let me check the mock-up. And I'm doing this one cross-country, extreme cross-country, because yeah, half of the stitches are 939 and it's easier for me to do so. So sorry for the glare, but here's Birth of a Star. It's the max color version. There we go. And I actually looked it up in StitchPal, and I did 1,900 stitches since I last saw you guys. And yeah, as you can see, it's not much. It's just a bunch of a stripe of 939 dark blue, but yeah, 1,900 stitches isn't nothing. Especially not on such a big project. And this needle minder comes from True North Minders on Facebook, if you're interested. And then, oops. Don't worry about it. The next project is The Quilt Maker by Lavender and Lace. I heard a lot of you, well, one of you saying you guys thought it was gorgeous, and I agree. I'm having a really hard time putting it away when I'm working on it. So yeah, I'm stitching this on 32 count linen dyed by Extrude Design in the colorway Light Nougat. And here's where I am. I worked a bit more on the quilt here, and all of this in her dress is new as well. I'm working my way downwards now, just finishing row by row 10 blocks 10 by 10. And as I said, I'm in love with this project. I was talking the other day to my boyfriend, and I was saying, I'm really gonna be sad when this one's finished, if that makes sense. He didn't understand, but I hope some of you guys will. Because, yeah, I'm just in love with the project, and I love the colors. I love this linen. So everyone, if you're not familiar with Extrude Design linen yet, buy some because they're gorgeous to stitch on. And maybe you guys think that it is not significant amount of progress to have when you're just able to stitch the day away. but I'm an in-hand stitcher, which is why I think my progress is slower than some of you other guys, amongst other reasons, which I'm not going into until the end of the video. But yeah, I think one of the reasons is because I'm an in-hand stitcher. I tried hoops, but it's just not for me. I've tried a frame, but a lap stand, but it's not for me either. So I'm thinking about maybe if I can get some secondhand Q-snaps that aren't much in costs. I may buy some, but I'm not sure yet because I'm happy stitching in hand. And yeah, my progress is a bit slower than some of you other great stitchers, but I'm okay with that. You know, I'm not in here to race. There is no cross stitch police, and I'm just enjoying my process. And if it's a bit slower than some of you guys, well, that's okay. In this project bag is my Enchanted Geisha by Dimensions. I've worked a little bit on her as well. I'm stitching this on 18 count Ada, and I don't have the picture here with me. I'm sorry, guys, but this is where I'm at now. And I did mostly this whole blue section here when I worked on it. And those colors are just lovely as well. Yeah, my picture from the Dimensions kit is upstairs, so I'm really sorry. But I cannot reach it right now because obvious reasons. And this reminds me also that one of my other projects where I've worked on the Rose of Sharon by Mirabilia is also upstairs, so I'm not going to be able to show it to you guys, but I'll show it next time. And then the last project I worked on is a Fairy Tale by Dimensions. Which is this lovely project. And I'm stitching this on 18 count Ada, which is the fabric kit, and I'm using the kit floss as well. And here's where I am with this one. And I just did a bit of her hair and the sky here. So yeah, that's where this is at. So this is what I've worked on, but I also have some haul for me to share with you. Because on one hand, there was this person on Facebook who got rid of a lot of her cross-stitch magazines, and she was selling like €3 for one or 5 for €10. And I was like, yeah, I want some of that. I live in Belgium, if I didn't mention it yet, and English cross-stitch magazines are very hard to come by here, especially now with the Brexit and stuff like that. And I'm not sure even if they're either British or American magazines, but when I saw them, I just wanted, hell yeah, I want some of those. And I'm going to explain to you as I show them. If I can get out of my bag here. Ooh. Oh, come on. Behave. So, yeah. This is what I got. There are 11 magazines because there was just one. I couldn't leave behind but I didn't find 4 other ones that I liked. So yeah, that's why I bought 11 instead of 10 or 15. So I'm going to show you. The first one is the Cross Stitch Collection, issue 184, and there's Joan Elliott on the front page. Can you say no to this? I can. I surely can't. So yeah, that's why I instantly bought this one. It's The Fire Goddess by Joan Elliott, and I really want to do it one day. And I'm just thinking, is there another one I want to do in here? Let me just take a little peek, but there might be, but I'm not going to keep you guys. Let me watch looking into magazines. This one is another cross stitch collection. It's from July 2006, issue 132, and I just loved the birds. This type, yes. Can you call it a sampler? I don't know, but I'm not much into birds, but this one, the owl, I love owls, and yeah, even if I just do the owl without the other ones around it, I think that would be pretty gorgeous too. We'll see. And then the lady underneath the owls is beautiful too. And look at this Cocker Spaniel. Gorgeous, isn't he? So yeah, I think I did good for for what I paid for them. Here, and here is the lady, which I also super like, except for her face maybe. I think when I'm gonna stitch her, I might recharge her face if that's possible. But hey, I'm not complaining. This is definitely a British cross stitch magazine. It's The World of Cross Stitching, and it says Britain's #1. So yeah, I'm guessing, and it's this one. It's issue. Oh, it doesn't actually say which issue it is, but I think it's an older one too, because the woman who was selling these said so. So yeah, I can't see a date on here, but as much as I like the unicorn, I'm not really a unicorn fan, but I really like this pattern. The old car, the couple in it. So yeah, I really want to stitch up that one. And then we have an issue Cross Stitch Gold, issue 40. This one is also a British one because it's in pounds. So I think all of these are British, to be honest. So yeah, issue 40. And I just fell in love with that kitty cat. As you probably know already by now, I am a kitty loving person. And there is one other pattern in here that I really like as well. Let me check if I can find it. It's on the cover as well, but it's like really small. So, here it is. Queen of the May. And oh, look at that dress! It's stunning! I would really like to make this one as well. And the designer is Maria Diaz. I've never heard of her, but I think she's designing a lot for magazines. And then we have Cross Stitch Collection. There is not really an issue number on here as well. And I can't find the dates in here. But yeah, it's also a very, very beautiful magazine. Let me check if I can find what I want to stitch in here real quick. Oh, come on. And as you can see, they were all in pristine condition as well, the magazines. So yeah, I really am glad I jumped on the wagon. Oh, here it is. It's this one. I really love the Victorian style of it. Just another fancy lady. And then we have Cross Stitch Gold, another one, issue 134. And there are some stunning designs in here as well. I really like the maiden on here in her Japanese or her Asian attire. I can't really tell if it's Japanese or Chinese or something like that, so I'm really sorry. Unless there's something else I really want to stitch in here. Yeah, the butterflies. The butterflies in the stained glass are pretty, very, very pretty as well. So yeah, another great magazine. Oh, and that Japanese dragon. Chinese dragon, sorry. Yeah, Chinese dragon probably. So beautiful. And I really like the idea of doing that into a pillow as well. Ah, and here is the maiden in her full glory. Ah. So yeah, it's always a risk getting those magazines, without actually being able to look into them. But as I said, I really, really can't complain because I just have a lot of projects I want to stitch from those magazines. This one is another The World of Cross Stitching, but as the one before, there's not really a date on here or anything, so I can't tell you which issue it is. But here it is. And I love the look from this fancy lady, but I saw there is a lot of beading in her. So I've never beaded before, and the one mirabilia I'm doing right now is without beading. So I don't know yet. But there was another pattern I really wanted to do, and it was this carousel horse. Because I really like the look of it, and my grandma really, really likes carousels. It's one of the few pleasures she got to experience when she was a little girl, and it was riding the carousel. And she still has fond memories of that, so yeah, kind of reminds me of her. This is another World of Cross Stitching, but no date on there. And I just love the kitty's expression. um, Let me check. Yeah, these candy containers I really liked as well. I don't know though if I'm gonna stitch them, because if I want to stitch all of these and my kits and my patterns I have, yeah, it's a bit too much, but we'll see. I'm gonna check if I can find that kitty cat from the front page in his full glory. There are some small Chinese designs in here as well to celebrate the Chinese New Year. But I can't find the kitty cats. Oh, here it is. sleeping in the sun. They made it into a pillow as well, and I think it's really cute. And then we have another cross stitch collection, and it has another Joan Elliott design in it, the Sweet Pea Fairy, and I just couldn't say no to that either. Because, it's Joan Elliott. And even if I paid like full price for one of the Joan Elliott patterns, for the same price I paid for these, shipping included, I could have gotten like 2 Joan Elliott patterns. So yeah, I'd rather have magazines with all the extra patterns in it. Let me check if there is some other cute. Oh yes, this one. I really, really like the look of this one as well. Is there something? Oh yeah, and then there's another kitty cat in here, sleeping. Oh, so cute. This is so cute. It's so beautiful. So yeah. And then we have another cross stitch collection, issue 205. And there's a lion cup on front. And whether it's regular cats or big cats, I just love all cats. Very, very, very cute. And then there's a sampler in here as well, but I can't show you because it's just a pattern. I really want to do and like this sampler as well, winter sampler. The colors are beautiful. So yeah, again, lots and lots and lots of patterns that are very cute, very beautiful. And just let me check if I can find the lion cup. Ah, here it is. Isn't he cute? And then the grand finale. The reason I started looking into what she was selling is because I saw Cross Stitch Gold issue 75, and it's with Peace and Harmony from Joan Elliott. No, it's called Native American Maiden. I'm sorry. And I have been wanting this pattern for a while now, but something always have put me off to buy it. And now I have it in a magazine, which I paid like €2 for, which is crazy because, yeah, I looked it up and the price is like €18 for the pattern, and I just love it. I know Amy from Amy Loves Totes is stitching this one as well, and I'm gonna wait to start her, but at least I have the pattern now, and I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier. Is there anything else I want to show you guys in here? Yeah, I kind of like this one too. The sepia colors is what's drawing me into this one. So yeah, these were the magazines. And I just, as I said, I couldn't be more pleased with my haul. 3 Joan Elliott patterns in there. It's crazy. Crazy for that price, but hey, I can't complain. And then this weekend there was a hobby fair here in Belgium. And I went to that with my partner and my 2 girls. And my oldest, she's 10, she was like, we at the only cross stitch stand there was there, she was like, "Oh, mommy, 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 can I pick one? I'm gonna pay it for it myself, and but you have to make it for me." And I was like, because it was like right at the entrance of the fair, and I was like, "Hold on, Marika, let us check the whole fair first, and if there's nothing else you really like, then we can look into it further. So we walked the whole fair, and she didn't find anything else she wanted, but I really couldn't say like, yeah, you have to pay for it and I'm gonna make it for you. That didn't feel right for me. So I let her pick one out for herself, but I paid for it. She was thinking about four, but I really liked this one. It's Bluebirds by Riois. And I just love it as much as she does because I saw Amy Love Totes finishing this one up a few months ago now, I think. She did a DMC conversion because she didn't like the acrylic wool that's in the Riolis kits, but I think I'm gonna give them a try. But if I don't like them, I might contact Amy to ask for the DMC numbers she used if she still has them. So, but kudos to her for having such a good taste. So yeah, that is Blue Chase by Riolis, and the number is 1925, if you would be interested in that. So that was all I have for my cross stitch. So if you're only here for the cross stitch, I want to thank you all for coming. And if you want to hear what happened to my foot, then you're more than welcome to stay a little bit more. So yeah, what happened was, first I'm gonna give you some backstory. Um, First of all, you guys have to know I suffer from dyspraxia, which is a disease in the same category as dyslexia. But if you're dyslexic, you have problems reading because you switch out letters. Some people have problems seeing the difference between B and D, for example, or P and Q, and some others just read whole words wrong for some reason because the brain processes words differently than in a normal brain. With dyspraxia, it's more of a problem with coordination, amongst other things. So when we had to in school when we were little, there was a party each year for the parents to visit the school, and we had to rehearse a dance with the whole class, for example, and everyone dances were so smooth and stuff like that, and mine were not that smooth because I have a hard time coordinating my body. Like swimming, for example, too. If you see me swim, it might look very, very weird because yeah, my body just doesn't coordinate the same as a normal body does. Um, Another problem is fine motor skills. I have a really, really hard time, like cutting with scissor on a straight line, for example, or with a knife. Cutting a straight line is is a big problem for me as well. Um, and another thing is that in a normal brain, I'm sorry, I keep doing this when I say normal brain because who has a normal brain these days? But for most people, when they like drive a car or drive a bicycle, when you do that a few times as a kid, you get the hang of it and everything goes natural. You breathe, you steer, you paddle with your feet, all in one go, and your brain doesn't even have to think about it. In my brain, every little thing it does, it's a different connection, and it processes it individually. So like I can steer and I can paddle with my feet at the same time, but I might forget to breathe. because it's yet another connection my brain has to make. Or I can breathe and I can paddle, but I then forget to watch the traffic. So things like riding a bicycle is very difficult for me, and I don't even have my driver's license for that particular reason, because I don't trust myself with a vehicle uh, that can cause so much harm. Um, so yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain all of it, but at least you get the points a bit now. Um, yes, cross stitching is a fine motor skill too, which is why it takes a lot longer for me to finish a project than someone else out there. Um, because I can do it because I practiced it a lot, like knitting as well. I practiced that a lot when I was a kid, so that's in my fingers. But like when my grandma knits, it's like and she has a row finished. And with me, even though I've been knitting for like 15 years and longer now, I think it's even 20 years now that I've been knitting, I cannot, even if I would be the same age as her, I cannot reach the same speed because it's more difficult for me. And cross stitching is the same. I cannot like uh, get as much speed on it as some of you other guys, and my crosses may not look as neat as some of you guys, but at least I'm cross stitching. um, so, and I've learned a long time ago that, especially in cross stitching, you cannot make something perfect. There will always be a mistake you made in a pattern, or some crosses that are not as neat as the other ones, and I'm okay with that because I had to learn the hard way, but it's not about perfection when you make something with your hands. So I'm I had to learn that, but I finally let it go and I just enjoy the process of stitching and just enjoy seeing the picture come to life and stuff like that. Back to dyspraxia. So um now you know all that my coordination is a bit off and stuff like that. And it's not just coordination, it's like reading a map. I've been living here in Kortrijk, in this town, for 10 years now, and I still get lost on ways that I take almost daily. And that's because not only my coordination is a bit off, but like, yeah, as I said, taking a road, I know there's another word for it, but I can't remember it now. But like taking a road, follow directions. Like left and right is a problem for me as well. Like if you say right, I'll go left, for example. So yeah, it's all connected with each other. And another thing you have to know, that's a very small story. Um, we had a deal, me and my partner, that I would bring the kids to school in the mornings and that he would pick them up in the evenings. Problem is, he is a truck driver. So, some of you might know, truck drivers always know when they leave home, but they never know when they come home. I know a lot of truck drivers, even especially in America, are gone for the whole week and just come home for 1 or 2 days and then leave back. My boyfriend works for a company that allows them to come home every night, so that's okay, but he never knows when he's coming home in the evening. And it was the first time since the beginning of the school year at the 1st of September that um, my boyfriend wouldn't be able to come home on time because he has a deal with his employer that he works until 5:30 ish and that he then can be on time to pick up the kids from school. But like I said, that day, I'm just gonna check rapidly here which date that was. It was, hold on. It was the 5th of October. On the 5th of October, my boyfriend called me around 5-ish to say that he wouldn't make it in time because traffic uh, had stalled a bit and he had to really finish up this address before going to park his truck at his employer's office. So he told me, "Can you pick up the kids?" I said, "Sure," but I was very tired that day. I didn't have a great mental day as well. So I was really tired and I was fed up, and we didn't know what we would do for dinner then because I hadn't been able to shop yet. So, yeah, all these things were going on in my head. As I said, when I'm too focused on one thing, I forget how to do another thing. And so I was walking my way to pick up the kids because I usually walk there, and I twisted my ankle very badly. Because in a normal brain, when you fall, you have like these kind of reflexes, but with dyspraxia, you don't have those reflexes. So what happened was I tried to set my foot. It's what I remember because it went so fast. I cannot remember what happened exactly, but what I do remember is I set my foot and instantly I felt it was going in the wrong direction. But I didn't have the reflex to set it right. So what happened was I twisted my ankle and then my foot went that way. And I fell pretty badly, and I'm glad it's my foot is the only thing that got hurt. And yeah, I at that point I was really panicking on the streets. Two young gentlemen came up to me, but they spoke English, and I was like, "No, no, leave me be. It'll be fine." Even though I knew it wasn't going to be fine because I couldn't barely move my foot. Um, but I didn't want to explain that all in English, so I told them just go away because I was very, very embarrassed at that point as well, as you can imagine, because I was crying and I was in pain, and those people saw me fall and stuff like that. So yeah. And then two other men came up to me. They spoke Dutch, and they weren't as easily, how do you say it? I couldn't get rid of them that easily. They said no, we're going to stay here. One of them called an ambulance because yeah, you can't walk on that foot anymore because one of those people already saw that it was going very badly with my foot. So the ambulance came and I went into the ambulance. Luckily my boyfriend made it just in time to pick up the kids from after school kind of daycare. And yeah, so I was sitting in the ambulance, and immediately I thought, yeah, this is going very wrong. I spent from 5:30 until like 11 o'clock in the emergency room, and yeah, things weren't looking good. I had some small fractures in the middle of my foot. I don't know the exact term in English, but like when you have your ankle, if your ankle is here, these are some of the bones that were broken, like really in the middle of the foot. And two of those little bones, because they're like little bones stick to each other, and two of those little bones just got loose from each other as well. So that meant I had to have surgery on Friday as well because they put a screw in my foot as well to keep those bones together again so they could grow together again. So yeah, that's the story. What happened? Really nothing spectacular, but yeah, I thought I should let you guys know. Um, so now, yeah, my boyfriend has to take care of everything: school, household chores, stuff like that, because we really don't have anyone out here to help much. I do have a cleaning lady that comes here once every 2 weeks, so that's a big help. But apart from that, we really don't have anyone. Um, we do have a good friend who is also the godfather of my youngest daughter, but he has not been feeling great himself lately, so he has some medical issues with his back at this moment, so he's not being able to help much, which is totally fine. I understand his health comes first, of course. And then a lot of my other friends just have work and life and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it's just been me hanging around here in the sofa and my boyfriend doing everything else. I have been helping him like with things such as cooking, for example, where I cut the vegetables and he just prepares everything on the stove and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it, I guess, for today. I'm just gonna continue working like I did now because there's really not much else I can do for myself. Um, I'm gonna watch some more TV. I've been listening to podcasts as well now that I've been home a lot alone, and I've been really enjoying true crime mysteries from podcasts, solved and unsolved murders, and mythology as well from podcasts. I know those three shows have been cancelled, but since I just started, I have a lot of catching up to do. So that's okay. So I'm going to leave you guys now. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. I want to thank you all if you have sticked with me for so long. Please, if you enjoyed my video, like, subscribe, do all the good things, all the good stuff. And I see you all next time. I don't know when I'll be able to film next time, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's goodbye for now. I hope you have some lovely stitching time ahead of you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.